She thought the badge on her blazer made her untouchable until the room started recording. Karen liked control, not leadership, not community, control. She measured grass with a ruler, fined people for mailbox paint, and once tried to ticket a widow for wind-blown leaves. But today was different. I walked into the HOA meeting smiling, holding a thin blue folder. She laughed. Loud, mean. "You again?" she said, rolling her eyes. Neighbors chuckled nervously. They were used to her winning. I opened the folder. "Page 12, I said. Conflict of interest. Her smile twitched. Cameras from two new residents tilted forward. She tried to talk over me. I didn't. I just kept reading. Vendor kickbacks, selective enforcement, emails she forgot to delete. The room went quiet. If you love powerful stories, you don't want to miss this. But before we continue, tell us where you are watching from. It makes us happy to see how far our stories travel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Karen stood up, shaking. "This is fake." "Then let's call the state ethics board," I said, smiling. That was when the compliance officer walked in behind her. Badge out. Documents ready. Karen turned slowly, like someone hearing their future close a door. By sunset, her company email was locked, her board seat suspended, and the same neighbors she bullied were sharing cupcakes outside the meeting hall. I took one. Chocolate. Victory always tastes better sweet. And karma was just getting started tonight for her downfall. By morning, Karen wasn't panicking yet. That was the scary part. She still thought she could bully her way out. She posted in the neighborhood app at 6:12 a.m., "False accusations, legal action pending." But people weren't scared anymore. They were curious. At 8 a.m., a black SUV parked outside the HOA office. Not police. Worse. State regulatory investigators. Quiet. Professional. Unimpressed. Karen showed up in heels and attitude. She tried smiling, tried charm, tried rage. None of it landed. Inside, they asked for financial ledgers, vendor contracts, meeting recordings. She stalled. Then Mrs. Alvarez, the quiet retired accountant Karen fined last year over unauthorized flower colors, stepped forward and handed investigators a flash drive. Plot twist number one. Karen's face cracked. "Where did you get that?" Mrs. Alvarez adjusted her glasses. "From the backup server you forgot existed." By noon, rumors spread like wildfire. Kickback percentages, fake violation notices, selective targeting of homeowners she didn't like. But the real twist came at 2 p.m. The landscaping vendor Karen always defended, he walked into the office with his lawyer. He wasn't protecting her. He was testifying against her. Turns out Karen skimmed from him too. Outside, neighbors gathered, not shouting, not cheering, just watching. Calm, done being afraid. I walked past Karen as she sat frozen at the conference table. She whispered, "You planned this." I leaned closer, smiled. "No," I said softly. "You built this." And right then her phone buzzed nonstop. Employer HR, board legal team, bank fraud alert review, control was never hers. It was just borrowed time. And tomorrow was about to get brutally public in ways she never imagined. The next day, Karen learned the difference between private embarrassment and public collapse. At 9:03 a.m., the local news van parked across from the HOA office. Someone had leaked the investigation summary. Not the full report, just enough to destroy her reputation before lunch. Her picture, her title, words like ethics violations, financial misconduct, targeted enforcement. Neighbors watched from windows, pretending to water plants. Inside the emergency board meeting, Karen tried one last power move. "You can't remove me without a full vote," she snapped. Plot twist. The interim chair slid a document across the table. "We already did. Last night. Unanimous." Her hands shook as she read. For the first time, no speeches, no threats, no control. Then came the sweetest moment. The new compliance liaison walked in, the same quiet resident Karen mocked for years for always bringing paperwork. He set down a thick binder, perfectly tabbed. "Community restitution plan," he said calmly, "for every homeowner wrongly fined." Some neighbors cried. Not from sadness, from release. Karen tried to leave fast. Cameras flashed outside, reporters called her name, questions she couldn't bully away, and as she pushed through the doors, heels clicking too fast, someone from the crowd said, loud but calm, "Measure this, Karen." Laughter, not cruel. Final. I watched from across the street, sunlight warm on my face, knowing something beautiful had happened. Not revenge. Balance. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Karen thought rock bottom would be loud. It wasn't. It was quiet emails, closed doors, calls that went straight to voicemail. 3 days later, her employer released a statement: termination due to ethical violations and reputational damage. Plot twist: they also announced a full internal audit because Karen hadn't just abused HOA power, she'd mirrored the same behavior at work. Former coworkers started talking, ignored complaints, intimidation emails, special rules for people she didn't like. Then came the moment nobody expected. At the next community meeting, packed, calm, almost peaceful, the new board announced something Karen never allowed: a hardship forgiveness program, refund checks, community repair projects. Mrs. Alvarez was asked to help oversee finances. The room gave her a standing ovation. I spoke last. Not angry, not loud. Communities work when rules protect people, not when people protect someone's ego. Outside, golden sunset light hit the neighborhood sign Karen once threatened to fine me over for unauthorized seasonal ribbon. Now it had a new banner: Community First. And the final twist? Karen listed her house for sale 2 weeks later. Not forced, not dramatic, just gone. Last anyone heard, she moved states. New job, smaller title, no authority over anyone. And here's the truth nobody says out loud: the real downfall wasn't losing the job, it was losing the audience she thought she controlled. Inside the meeting hall, neighbors laughed, kids ran between chairs, and for the first time, it felt like home. Please like, comment, and subscribe.